Guys, Guild Boss 2 has a very serious issue right now, and I really have to address it. So I'm just going to immediately cut to the chase. Guild Boss 2 at a certain point does not save your scores. Now, you might notice that Fibu is 400k, while number 2 is 300k. That might just be, oh, Fibu's a sicko, he's really good at the game, right? And while that is true, the gap should not be this big, because people are encountering some very, 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 very big issues with getting your score to save. The way that Guild Boss 2 works right now is there is a very big bug that has been in the game since it came out, where after a certain point, it will void your entire run, all of that like 30 minutes of running, it will get rid of the entire thing. And now this might not seem like that big of an issue, but the more you play, you're eventually going to come into it, and this needs to be fixed now. Now, there is actually a way to combat this, which I will go over in a second, but for now, it is a big deal. Before I show the run, and I will get to that very, very soon, this screenshot is by Nero. Was very gratuitous to share this with me. This is a screenshot from months ago, around when the game came out. And it wasn't as big of a deal, because not a lot of people could hit it. But now that Kagiri is out, people are getting this issue a lot more, because you're able to last longer in the fight, and by lasting longer, it causes this issue more. As you can see, they sent in the clip, which I am about to show you, or a clip similar to what I am about to show you. Then the customer service replied that the battle time is too long, which isn't even the issue. And then the development team will fix it in the next version. This never happened. And the issue is, as you are going to see here, we are in a run. This is 360k almost. That should be top 2 if we go back to the leaderboard I just showed you guys. This is not the case. And why is this not the case? As you can see, he's just holding on for dear life, trying to get as much damage as he can. He's going to die here. He's getting hit by 23 million, because if you didn't know, when you get to 9 stacks, you basically get one shot. That's not the deal. That's not the big deal. That's something that was added. But what you're going to see here is after you lose, it's going to try to go to this key system where you're able to save or not save your run. But as you can see right here, we're going to let it go and it immediately cuts. You're not allowed to save anything. You're not allowed to click any buttons. You're not allowed to save your score. It just kicks you out and it gets you gone. And it's a big issue. I know like 30 people who have been hit with this in the last week, in the last few days even. I know content creators like the Prospector, he was going to make a vid on it. And then I said it was fixed because I thought it was with that 9 stack thing, because Fibu said, oh, he didn't encounter it. But it's still an issue, which is a big deal. So, you know, people are getting hit with this like crazy. This is not supposed to happen. Now, I will say there is a way to combat this a little bit. Here's another run while I talk about it. This is not just because of the time. It is a byproduct of the time. As you can see, this is a much shorter run. He doesn't even hit 9 stacks. And then you're going to see that the issue persists for Nero here. Now, the issue is not entirely that of time. Obviously, the longer you go on, it's going to be more of an issue. But it's this thing of memory, at least is what I was told, and I think makes a lot of sense. I don't know that much about computers or games or anything, so I could be wrong. Transparency there. I don't fully know what I'm talking about. But Fibu, for example, is very specific with his ults, which is why you're able to see him in these kind of high scores with 400k. He hit this twice in a row, no issues at all. That's because he's not encountering a lot of ults. He's not triggering a lot of ults. But for everyone else who's triggering more ults, because they don't have A5 Kagiri or A5 Lust and all of this BS, they're going to encounter it. Because if you're spamming your ults, it's taking up a lot of whatever, and you're going to be having this issue. Because the game's going to spaz out, decide that, you know, it doesn't want to record your run anymore, and then it just kicks you the hell out. And I know some people are going to come forward and say, hey, this is not a big deal. This is whale stuff. But this is happening to a lot of people. And I promise you, if it persists, you guys are going to get it too. Eventually. It may take a year. It may take a couple months. But it will happen. Now here, we have people messaging Fibu. These are messages that Fibu sent to me of people who are just talking to him and saying, hey, how do you save your run? You know, how do you manage to save Samurai Epoch 2 over 280k? I don't even get an option to save it over 270k. 270k compared to what is possible is not that much anymore. With Kagiri and Lucius changes, this is not that hard to hit anymore. Here he is, he's saying, how do you fix it? Right? This guy's encountering the same issue. He's asking, how can I save my record? I did it last time. I assume this is supposed to be 220k, always on 7 stack. The game doesn't save it, gives you an error. This error is what you can get if you try to go back in. Now, this is happening to a lot of people. And when I say it is, I mean it is. I mean, just now, I got this. Someone in my Discord server, link in the description if you want to join, just immediately, shout out to fans, but he said, anyone experience something like this? We go in, you look, this is a 140k guild boss run. 140k. I hit 140k. I hit more than this. The fact that he's encountering this issue is crazy. I mean, obviously, since he's not cleansing these Aegis stacks, he's using more ults. So, it is happening a bit earlier. But the fact that he's having this issue is kind of nuts. The match ends, kicks him out. You can't save that. That's 30 minutes of your life gone. The fact that you have to do this every single week, and this is a leaderboard content, and the fact that you can't even get a score is just appalling. It's not good. You know, I know it shouldn't be that big of an issue, because you are still hitting the 120k. But the game is supposed to be competitive. You want people who are stronger accounts to have something to work towards, to compete with. And even beyond that, having all of this effort and this work, building your teams and trying to max out your Epoch 2 score or your Guild Boss 2 score, and it just being, no, that is pointless. Your score is worthless, and it being ripped away from you just because the game is buggy is really, really disappointing. It's been an issue for months. Now it's just more of an issue because, once again, Kagiri allows you to go longer, which is great. I love that he does, but the fact that it's still an issue is bad. Like, I've had people telling me, even before Kagiri came out, I've had like 10 people tell me they had the issue, you know, and I sorry for sitting on it so long, because I definitely shouldn't have, but this is an issue. You know, people can't be competitive because they don't know when the game is going to say no. And it's just bad. This needs to be our priority in my eyes to be fixed. I mean, it's a big issue in my eyes. Like, I could probably hit it if I tried. I'm not going to because I don't care enough. Because, like I said, the higher scores don't matter past a certain point. So why am I going to max skill Kagiri? You know, I pulled Kagiri. I have him A1. If we look over here, I haven't leveled him because I already hit 120k when I want to. I don't want to push a higher score if I'm not certain that the score will actually be saved. I don't want to spend limited amounts of time because I don't really play this game that much on my account because I'm too busy doing videos or takeovers or having, you know, real life stuff, that it's just so soul crushing to see people go through this where they're spending so much effort, trying so hard, and then having the game just ignore and put it aside just because you spent too long or you used too many ultimates and all of this stuff. Like, it's just weird. I don't know how the devs will fix this. I hope that they do. It is not the biggest priority. Like, I know there are other things that are more pressing matters to a lot of the player base, but for people who are more developed, for people who have been playing for longer, for people who are competitive or want to really strive for better, they're going to be really, really crushed when this happens. And I know it because I've seen it. Like I've said, there's like 50 people I've seen recently that have encountered this issue. Guildmates of mine have encountered this issue. You know, friends of mine have encountered this issue. People don't try. Like, I mean, I know not everyone likes Mad, but Mad has talked to me specifically and been like, no one in the guild tries because it doesn't work, right? Like, there's no competition, there's no room for growth, and it's just because of this one issue. Hopefully it can get changed. I just had to shed some light. Sorry if I got a bit too passionate there, but you know, I really do care about this issue because Guild Boss 2 is my favorite content in the game by far. I really, like, genuinely, I cannot be bothered to care about it until it gets fixed. And that is it. You know, that's the moral of the story here, is if a content doesn't get fixed that needs to be fixed, I'm not gonna play it. Okay? So, hopefully this sheds some light. I will be sending this to the devs, or at least the devs contact that pretty much everyone has, but I will still be sending it to them. And hopefully this gets fixed, because I really do care about this. Now, if anyone has any other bugs, please, you know, tell me about them, because I will be making a follow-up video where I go over a ton of bugs, but I figured that this one deserved its own thing. Yeah, it's an issue. It's been an issue. Let's be real. You know, if you guys have encountered this issue in the past, please, like, comment down below if you've encountered it, what score you got before it kicked you out. You know, let me know. I would like to know. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate you guys, as always. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And Destined signing out.